Hello, everyone. So this week I'm going to be going through your reading lessons for week 4 on Canvas. So when you're on Canvas, it should look like this for week 4, which is the week that we're on this week. And this week, it's actually a really cool reading lesson because it's talking all about what we would have been talking about at school, which is how kids can make a difference and some examples of kids who have been really inspirational and been heroes and made a difference. So the first video that it's asking you to do on lesson 1 is to watch the Kid President video and look for reasons and evidence. So the question that it's addressing is, what reasons and evidence does Kid President give to support the point that all kids can be heroes? So as we're looking at that, we talked a little bit about reasons and evidence when we were at school, but it's a really, really important skill for us to be able to know the reason and then show evidence of where the author is explaining that, or in the video or in the book. And that's definitely something you'll do in 5th grade. So what I did is I took this reasons and evidence chart and I went on my programs right here and went down to Word, Microsoft Word, and opened that up, and I made a chart that says reasons and evidence. So the big question, I'm going to add it down here so I don't forget my big question. So my big question is, what reasons and evidence does Kid President give to support the point that all kids can be heroes? So the reasons are why. Why is Kid President saying that all kids can be heroes? And then the evidence is where. We're going to show exactly where he gave evidence or showed support to say that kids have been heroes and can be heroes. So my first reason why Kid President said all kids can be heroes is you have everything you need to change the world. So he said you don't need anything else. You have everything you need. And his evidence, I put it in quotation marks here because this is exactly his words. I didn't change his words at all. I got it directly from the video, just like we would get it directly from the story. So heroes are ordinary people who did extraordinary things and inspire others. So he's saying you have everything you need, and heroes are ordinary people, just normal people who did extraordinary things, and they've inspired others through that. Then I'm going to go back to my question. So what reasons and evidence does Kid President give to support the point that all kids can be heroes? So as we're looking at that one, another reason why he said that all kids can be heroes is if you want to be awesome, just treat people awesome. That's what he says. And so his evidence over here, where he found, or where that was in the video, was Madison at age 15, she made a beauty pageant for kids who have special needs. So she is awesome because she just treated people awesome. You don't have to do anything special to be a hero. So I made a chart like that. You could also make it on paper if you wanted, but I just wanted to show you that example. So that finishes lesson 1. There is a video down here if you want to watch it about laws and rights, and that's for social studies. So it talks about different responsibilities and laws and rights that people have, even when you're only 10 years old. So lesson 2 is asking you to read a story over here. And then the question is, how did Claudette take action and what problem was she trying to address? If you don't want to read this over here, or if you read it and you also just want to hear it, you can click on the blue box and you'll be able to listen to the story. But you're really going to want to think about those reasons and evidence. How did she take action and what problem is she trying to address? So think about, where does it actually say it in the text? So that's lesson 2. Lesson 3 asks you to make a chart like this. You can't actually type into here, so you could go back in your programs and go down and look for Word and open it up. Or you could just do this on paper and just write out this chart. Who took action? What problem was he or she trying to address? How did he or she take action? And what did this action how did this action make a difference? And then the source. So which article did you read? So as you're going through this chart, this would be a great thing to share with your teacher and show them which articles you read. So who took action, who is in the story, what problem were they trying to address? So what were they trying to fix? How did they take action? What are they doing? And then how did it make a difference to people? And then when you get to your source is just which one did you read? So for example, when I go down, I might say Daniel Vasquez. That would be my source. That was the article that I read. So as you're going down, it says click on the links, but you don't actually have to click on the links. All of your reading is right here on the right-hand side. And then if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it on the left. And there's even pictures of these kids who made a difference. So here's article 1 about Daniel. Article 2 is Shanielle. Here's your reading on the right. And then if you go down, there's your listening if you want to listen to it and some pictures. So there's your second article. And then your third one is about Jen. And Jen's article is here. And then here's her picture and a video or a sound link if you want to listen to it instead of read, or if you want to do both to read and listen. So that finishes up lesson 3. Lesson 4, I really encourage you to listen to lesson 4 because it's a really cool story that this boy tells you about. So lesson 4, it asks you to write out, or you could use your Word document again. What do you observe and hear, and what questions do you have? If you do this one, you should really share that with your teacher. I'm sure we would all, I know I would love to hear what you observed and hear, and then what questions you have, because it's a really cool story about a boy who made a difference. So I would encourage you to listen to that story. It's not very long. And then your last one, just your lesson 5 for the week, asks you to read a book of your choice for 15 minutes. And then write down, would you recommend this book? Write down the title and the author. You don't actually have to have this sheet right here. You can just write it out on paper or type it up on Microsoft Word. But why would you recommend this book? Give it a rating. Or why would you not recommend this book? If you're tired of the books that you have at home, or you don't have a ton of books at home, there's online ones right here. You can click on Story Online or Heartland, and those will both take you to online books. If you need more options for online books, just ask your teacher. We do have more websites that we can give you if you need more books. Otherwise, down here, you could listen to Ruth and the Green Book. The Green Book is a movie. It's also a really cool book. So I would encourage you to listen to this book as well. This is a great history lesson as well as book that was written. So then you could write down if you recommend it or not and why. And if you read a really cool book, share your recommendation with your teacher so we can make sure we buy that for our library for next year. So I hope you guys enjoy the reading lesson this week. It's really cool to go through all the different stories of kids who have made a difference, and feel free to reach out to your teachers if you have any questions at all.